Stay open to the Little Librarian and the Muse. Best-selling author Stephen King is interviewed a lot, as you might imagine. And he's often asked, where do your ideas come from? Where do your ideas come from? And he says, I don't know. Now, that's a little surprising considering how amazingly creative Stephen King is. Stephen doesn't really know, but I think I do, or at least I have an idea where his ideas come from. She's called the Little Librarian. The Little Librarian is our creative center, and she's an amazing problem solver as well. She is the unconscious, subconscious mind at work for us. Everyone has this, by the way. Have you ever been working on a problem, couldn't find a solution, and then you went to bed, and the next morning you woke up and boom, you had it? That was the Little Librarian, right? You sent the Little Librarian, you sent a problem to your unconscious mind, the Little Librarian, and she actually ended up solving that problem for you. Now, what's interesting about the Little Librarian is if you send her a request for creativity, for an idea, for a solution to a problem, she's extremely good at generating. She's like, she's grabbing all of these pieces and putting them together for you. But interestingly enough, she can't present those ideas to you. That's the Muse's job. The Little Librarian fabricates this wonderful idea and then hands it off to the Muse. Now, the Muse is fascinating because she's temperamental. She's fickle. So if you don't pay attention to the Muse, she will shun you and you won't get any more of the Little Librarian's ideas. So I have this friend named Yoli. I love her family. They're super nice, super friendly folks. She and I worked the Cadabra CAX conference in Los Angeles several years ago. As entertainers will do, I sat back and watched her set, and she was really, really good. She has a high-quality act, excellent stage presence, terrific personality, and I was impressed. So I went to her website and just sort of to see what else I could learn about Yoli. The website was very professionally made. It was really a good website, but I felt that Yoli needed a better brand description because what she does is actually quite complicated. She's bilingual. She works in either Spanish or in English. She is a ventriloquist, and she's pretty funny. I mean, she's pretty funny. That's a really complicated mix. And so I thought, you know what? This is a problem. I'm sending my Little Librarian to go work on this. So I sent my Little Librarian off to work. I went off to do, something else, to watch a show or attend a lecture or whatnot. So I sent the Little Librarian off, and sure enough, the next morning, the Muse is sort of tapping on my little brain lobes. Dook, 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 dook. Dook, dook, dook. Hey, Steve? This is the Muse. Little Librarian has something for you. And I'm like, really? Little Librarian has something for me. That's fantastic. Muse, I love you. I adore you. You are welcome in my mind anytime. And she said, this is what I have for you. Yoli. 2 voices, 2 languages, too much fun. I was like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I addressed the Muse and I said, Muse, thank you very much. I really appreciate you helping me out. You, my dear, are welcome anytime. I did notice, however, that the Muse just sort of sat back to observe what I did next with the idea. So now I knew I had a choice. I could forget the idea. I could just bury it and move on. You see, Yoli hadn't asked me to consult with her to try to give her a better branding description. And frankly, she might not even like the idea. But I know that if you tell the Muse and the Little Librarian that you don't want their ideas, both of them will visit you much, much less often. If you discard the Muse's ideas, it makes her scarce. So you really want to grab onto those ideas when she comes to visit. So what did I do with Yoli's idea? I went to find Yoli. I said to her, look, I know you didn't ask me for this. You may not even like this brand description, but I'm going to give this to you. It's yours. You do with it what you will. If you like it, please use it. If you don't like it, don't sweat it. It won't hurt my feelings. My job here is to share, because I know that if I share good ideas, the Muse and the Little Librarian will keep working together. The Little Librarian will come up with the ideas and the Muse will share them with me. So it's a gift for you, and once I've shared it, it's really no longer my problem. Even famous songwriters know about that relationship they have with the Little Librarian and the Muse. There's a pretty good story. I think the songwriter was Leonard Cohen, but I'm not positive. And it's the story about this singer. It's a story about this singer-songwriter who was cruising down the highway, and the most magnificent set of words for lyrics appeared in his head, and he became furious because he was driving down the highway and he didn't have any way to actually scribble those down. Because the Muse will visit you when, frankly, she is ready. So you must always remain open to the Muse. And the more you accept her ideas, the more she's going to love you and the more she's going to bring to you. I literally have boxes of yellow notepads. And these yellow notepads are filled with scribbles and drawings and ideas for everything having to do with my show business career. Because the Little Librarian will present, or will create, and the Muse will present. And sometimes she comes to you and she says, "Oh, okay, this is only part of the idea. You're not really ready for the whole idea, but take this part." Understand this part, and I'll come back to you later with the rest of it. So I scribble down madly this idea, even if it's only a partial idea, because both the Little Librarian and the Muse love that you are open. And when you are open to those ideas, they come to visit so much more often. I suspect that Stephen King has an extraordinary relationship with his Little Librarian and with the Muse, because, of course, he's amazingly creative. You can have the same creativity too. Just build it into your life that when these creative ideas come to you, you use them, you utilize them. If nothing else, at least begin scribbling them down, recording them in your iPhone, or writing them down on a yellow notepad. However you store great ideas, begin storing those ideas now. Make that process a part of your show business life, because the more often she visits, the better off you're going to be. The more you accept her ideas, you might say the creative gold that the Little Librarian has woven, the more often you'll be visited by the Muse.